Hello everyone. So today we're going to explore the fascinating world of phenomenology. Phenomenology is a branch of philosophy that focuses on the study of structures of consciousness as experienced from the first-person perspective. It aims to understand how we perceive and make sense of the world around us. The term phenomenology comes from the Greek word phenomenon, which means that which appears. This gives us a clue about its core concern, examining phenomena as they appear to our consciousness without preconceived notions or theories. Founded by Edmund Husserl in the early 20th century, phenomenology has since influenced many areas of philosophy and other disciplines. Our journey today will cover its origins, key concepts, methodologies, and its relevance in contemporary studies. Let's dive in and see how phenomenology helps us understand human experience in a profound and unique way.
Historical context. Phenomenology emerged from philosophy and psychology in the 20th century, when reductionist methods dominated scientific research in the natural sciences. At that time, human experiences were often studied without considering the individuals who experience them. This dominant epistemological environment motivated philosopher and mathematician Edmund Husserl to develop a rigorous and unbiased method for examining phenomena as they appear in human consciousness. This method allowed researchers to directly encounter the fundamental structures or the essence of a particular experience.
Now, let's delve into some core concepts of phenomenology that are central to understanding its approach to human experience. First, intentionality. This principle, introduced by Edmund Husserl, refers to the idea that consciousness is always directed towards something. It is always about an object. This concept emphasizes that our thoughts, perceptions, and experiences are always connected to the world around us. Next, we have epoché, also known as phenomenological reduction. This method involves suspending our natural attitudes and judgments about the world to focus purely on how things appear to us in consciousness. By doing this, phenomenologists aim to get to the essence of our experiences. Another important concept is noesis and noema. Noesis refers to the act of consciousness, while noema refers to the content or object of that act. For instance, when you perceive a tree, noesis is the act of perceiving, and noema is the tree as it is perceived. Finally, the concept of the life world from Lebenswelt refers to the pre-theoretical, everyday world that we live in and experience directly. This life world is the background for all of our experiences and actions, providing the context within which everything gains meaning. Understanding these concepts helps us appreciate how phenomenology seeks to uncover the structures of our lived experiences by examining how we perceive and interpret the world around us.
Methodology. The phenomenological method involves three interconnected steps: phenomenology reduction, descriptions, and search for essences.
All right, let's look at some major figures in phenomenology and their contributions. First, Edmund Husserl, the founder of phenomenology, developed the fundamental concepts of intentionality and epoché. His work laid the groundwork for understanding consciousness and its relationship with the world. Secondly, we have Martin Heidegger, a student of Husserl, expanded phenomenology into existential analysis with his seminal work, Being and Time. Heidegger focused on the nature of being and introduced concepts like being in the world, emphasizing our existence as fundamentally intertwined with our surroundings. Next, we have Maurice Merleau-Ponty, who brought a fresh perspective by emphasizing the embodied nature of perception. In his influential book, Phenomenology of Perception, he argued that our body is central to our experience of the world. highlighting the importance of sensory and motor functions in shaping our consciousness. Lastly, we have Jean-Paul Sartre, who integrated phenomenology with existentialism and being and nothingness. He explored the concepts of freedom, responsibility, and the self, emphasizing that our existence precedes our essence, meaning that we create our own identities through our actions. These thinkers have significantly shaped phenomenology, each bringing unique insights, and continue to influence philosophy and other disciplines today.
Application. Phenomenology is best suited for research problems that require an in-depth understanding of human experiences shared by a group of individuals. This understanding is typically achieved through in-depth interviews, which usually last 90 to 120 minutes. Crestdale recommends that the sample include 3 to 15 members who can express their experiences clearly. The phenomenological researcher's task is to construct the studied object based on its manifestations, structures, and components.
Phenomenology, despite its profound insights, faces several challenges and criticisms. First, subjectivity is a major critique. Phenomenology's reliance on the first-person perspective can be seen as both a strength and a weakness. While it provides deep insights into individual experiences, it can be criticized for lacking objectivity and universality. Critics argue that this subjectivity makes it difficult to generalize findings or apply them consistently across different contexts. Second, the abstract nature of phenomenology can pose problems, particularly in its application to empirical science. The method and concepts such as epoché and intentionality are often seen as too theoretical and not easily translated into empirical research or practical applications. This abstractness can limit its relevance to fields that rely heavily on empirical data. Lastly, philosophical critiques point to a perceived lack of clarity and rigor in phenomenological methods. Analytic philosophers, in particular, argue that phenomenology can be vague and imprecise. They challenge the rigor of phenomenological descriptions and the validity of its conclusions, suggesting that the discipline needs more systematic and clear methodologies. Despite these challenges, though, phenomenology remains a valuable approach for exploring human experience, continuing to evolve and address these criticisms through ongoing philosophical discourse.
Conclusion. All qualitative research contains a phenomenological aspect, yet the phenomenological approach does not apply to all qualitative researchers. The core focus of phenomenology is to comprehend the essence of the experience shared by participants within a common context. Consequently, the most appropriate problems for this design involve the study of lived or shared experiences. Thank you for listening to our presentation.